Hey everybody, it's probably a red. Okay, so we got there's something a little bit different about this. We have five rares, and you'll see in a minute we have two mythics. So it's gonna be a quick one here today. 7 cards, but these are our higher rarity cards here. But maybe there was some pretty darn deep uncommons, but maybe even more so with our rares and mythics. And I think I've meant well, no spoilers, no spoilers, because I did mention in the last video, so go back and watch that. I did mention a mythic that we have upcoming that pretty excited about. But let's start here with a Time Wolf um, shifter fighter, and they're level 1. It's Cup Light Paws. Kind of giving me like kitty soft paws vibes with the naming from Puss in Boots. Okay, so Cup Light Paws has 1 health, 2 attack cost, and 1 attack damage. And when Cup enters, choose an opponent. That opponent discards a card. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we had a level 4 that did this before. Wow. So this is just coming out early. Let's take a look at that for a comparison. I think it was an uncommon. Oh, it must have been a common. Definitely a common. Yeah, Mumbly Peg. Let's just go ahead and see. When she enters play, choose an opponent. The opponent discards a card. So they have the same text there. But this, I mean, she's got a little bit better attack. One attack cost 1 damage. And he has 1 health. This is the first time I've ever seen a 1 health. I didn't even notice that. Well, I did read it, but I didn't really think about that. But yeah, so Mumbly Peg has better stats, but she comes out at level 4. And obviously, if you have a discard synergy deck, you're going to want to run both. But wow, Cup Light Paws really gets there. And he's got, it looks like a little, like, I mean, of course, he's got the uh, cutlery knife here, but he's got his little claws are picking up, looks like a pouch of gold or something, or something. I don't know. So it might be why they call him Cup Light Paws. But when he or when they enter, you choose an opponent, they discard a card, and then in addition, so yeah, interesting comparison there. You know, that card comes out later. This is a very early game card, just straight up making him discard for 1. Wow. And then in addition, Cup Light Paws, you could pay 2 tokens and transform. So what does that do? You destroy this fighter and reveal cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a fighter of that level 1 or lower 1 with a different name and put it into play. So it gets out another 1 drop. But you can't activate this ability on turn 1. You got to wait till the next turn. And the attack efficiency isn't great. You also can't attack when it first comes out. But I mean, I think it's doing enough by giving you that discard. You're already kind of getting there by, it's paying for itself with that discard ability. Really solid. Really, really seems like a solid pick. All right, let's get back to where we were here. We got Vermingus, Brutal Busker. Wow, what a name. Now that's a name. And it looks like he is about to beat somebody with a cello that he has broken and is using kind of as like a makeshift flail. Wow. So this is this one's from the Shambles. Yeah, that Cup Light Paws was from Time Wolf, but Vermingus, oh Vermingus, Vermingus is from the Shambles. Okay, so 2 health, 1 attack cost, and 1 attack damage, and whenever a fighter enters play from your deck, so transform, I'm assuming, or like top of deck abilities. Anyways, when that happens, when a fighter enters play from your deck, Vermingus gets a +1 attack counter and 1 health. Now, is that a one? That I think that's a 1 health increase, so it doesn't count as healing, so it can go past his health amount, if I understand that correctly. So he gets +1/+1 straight up when a fighter enters from your deck. So transform really synergizes with the Vermingus here. Wow. I really like this piece of art. Very, very like grungy looking character here. Not one to be trifled with. Man, he looks mean. Oh, but that's not all. By the way, you can pay 2 tokens and tap for Mingus to reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a fighter that could be played this level, it enters play if it's not already on your team. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Okay, so there's a big otherwise at the end here. There's a lot going on with this. So he straight up draws you a card as he's like building his attack and his health. But if it's a fighter that could be played this level, you just play it. But if it's not a fighter that could be played this level, is that all like underlined? Is fighter that could be played this level the whole thing? Like, so if it's a fighter that can't be played this level, if it's a tactic, if it's a weapon, is that what they mean by otherwise put it in your hand? Because I mean, it doesn't tell you what to do with it otherwise. So yeah, I think so. Whatever, it's always going to draw you a card, but sometimes it's just going to like make that action of drawing a card into just straight up playing it. And then I guess that would count as, yeah, you're playing it from your deck, so it gives him that bonus. I mean, this seems like a crazy, crazy card. They're going to really want to deal with Vermingus as soon as they can. And it comes out level 2, so wow. That is awesome. Yeah. When we get to the synth cards, there's a synth card that I want to know how it kind of works with Vermingus, because I think he'll be really good with that. Man, what a card. I mean, the stats, like, it's not crazy, but those stats will get there as you continually draw and play stuff. Wow. I think Transform counts. Yeah, I think Transform counts as playing from the deck. And then we've got our Aha guy right here, Joe Strummage. So level 4, so like he's shown on the artwork of Aha, just in case you're like, what the heck is he talking about? Watch the other review and you'll see what I'm talking about. My bad. But level 4 with 4 health, and then Joe Strummage has 1 attack cost and 3 attack damage. Wow. Okay, this is a good level 4 so far. When he enters, each player discards a card, so really good if you got the whole trip thing going. I actually want to see if what all that would do. Okay. Okay, whenever you discard. Okay. But still, you're still getting that value. You're still getting that value from you discarding it. And then Joe, oh, okay, here's the catch. I was like, dang, that's a really good attack cost to damage ratio. Joe can only attack if you have 1 or fewer cards in hand. So you have to be like heck bent before. That's a magic term for all those out there who are familiar with that game. Yeah, so he you have to have 1 or fewer cards before he could even attack. He does kind of help you get to that point, and you only start out with 4 cards anyways, so I can see it happening. Otherwise, he's a really solid statted unit that like kind of really synergizes with and he's part of the waddle too, by the way. But it really synergizes with those discard effects on the penguin characters and other waddlers. Sorry. Okay. So we got Slider Untombed. Wow. Okay. So this is like the first humanoid shifter we've seen. Interesting. So level 5 with 5 health, attack cost of 2, and attack of X. They're a Time Wolf. This could be like a human shifter, or it could be someone who just is part of the Time Wolf faction. Anyways, so Slider has Determination, which Determination, if it doesn't have a +1 attack counter on it, and it would die. Instead, it goes to 1 health and gets a +1 attack counter. And then Slider has all traits of all opposing fighters. And Slider's attack is equal to the number of unique traits he has. Okay. So it starts out at 1. He gets 1 attack from having determination. And I think he gets to keep determination even after he's like had his determined moment where he dies and comes back, because he still has the ability. It just doesn't trigger unless you remove the +1 attack counter again. So he still has that. Then every single opposing fighter. Oh, this is crazy in multiplayer. But traits are like your keyword abilities, like agility, armor 1, all those kind of things. Yeah, I mean, this could be crazy depending on what deck you're going up against. And if you get this out of your pack as your rare in a battle where it's like multiplayer, oh my gosh, this could get out of hand because he's gonna have a lot of attack. And I think that's a good thing that they put 2 attack cost. Man, and he doesn't have that bad of health. He's got 5 health. There's some things this card can do. It's very dependent on what your opponents are playing, unless you could somehow give them traits, in which case you might as well just give them the slider anyways. But yeah, interesting. Okay, our last rare here, Merc God Pendant. Whoa. Okay, so it's a 0 wield cost, whoa, and 0 attack cost. The wielder gains pay 2 tokens and transform. This card, this is going to be kind of like some sort of like hyper synergy combo card. I think it's really crazy seeing that art. This art is like a, what's his name? The helpful healer dog guy. What's his name? And he's turning into some kind of bat. But anyways, yeah. So I guess we'll have to kind of see how good transform is. It kind of like, it's not really the same thing, but it kind of gives me vibes of kind of like a cascade kind of thing. Yeah. So then you shuffle afterwards too. Okay. So, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bump the mic. This is kind of hard for me. I don't really. This kind of card is something I definitely would have to play with before I could even grasp what's going on with it. But I mean, you could just keep transforming stuff, and then as long as you have the tokens, you could just keep transforming stuff. So, like, if you have any when destroyed stuff enters the battlefield, that's going to be the kicker. Lots of enter the battlefield effects, especially with this card. You just empty your opponent's hand, and then you start getting more value. Oh my gosh, that could get crazy. Okay, so we got 2 mythic cards, and I've never seen this mythic before. This thing is crazy looking. I don't think I've ever seen this one. But let's see. Level 6, a Waddle card, and it's Pilskin Slithering Striker. So a 5 health. It's kind of like a Rat King, but with snakes, like a Snake King. Very Hydra-esque, creepy. Health 5, 2 attack cost, 2 attack damage. When Pilskin enters play, stun up to 2 target fighters. Wow. When Pilskin deals attack damage, he deals that much damage to another target boss or fighter. Wow. This seems really good. So it's basically attack cost 2, attack damage 4, and you get to split it and target something. Seems like an extremely strong level 6. I mean, it's kind of just like a tempo powerhouse. I mean, it's not going to come out early and kind of tempo that way, but it's just kind of like late game, drop this guy down. It takes out 2 blockers. They just can't do anything, or not blockers, but 2 units. They just can't do anything that turn. Yeah. And then when Pilskin deals attack damage, that ability to just like ping something behind an enforcer, including their boss. This card seems legit. Could use a little bit more health, but I mean, at least they didn't give him like 3 health. I mean, 5 seems good. And our final card. Okay, so this is kind of like a way to get some ultimate value if you're not playing that much on the board, especially compared to your opponent. Similar to that 3-drop that deals the damage equal to the difference. It's kind of like that kind of value. But let's check this card out. Very, very disturbing art here with the... Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Yeah, gruesome. But it's 5 token cost for a tactic, and it says destroy all fighters. Boom shakalaka. That's it. Just end the game. Completely derail your opponent's board and your own. But man, this thing is. I mean, you just completely reset the board, and then you're focusing on like the value that you've accrued in your hand, how much damage you've dealt to your opponent, trying to rebuild a board presence. You play this when they just have too much stuff that's super hard to deal with, and you just can't deal with all of it at the same time, or you're gonna lose. This is amazing. Very, very important tech piece to have, and I think it could go in any deck that's running Shifter. Honestly, I mean, obviously you don't want to run like tokens and stuff as much, or if you do, you want to make sure that you have the space. Okay, so that is, I mean, I'm just kind of examining the art here. That's our video for today. I mean, that was really quick. So that's our rares and mythics for the Shifter faction. Definitely excited by this faction, and man, it's so gruesome. Anyways, don't get distracted by the art. But yeah, they are having a rough day. Wow. And Andre Garcia, sorry, amazing. But I mean, yeah, like the lightning's coming out of there. I mean, I just can't get over this art. I want to see this in foil. Brutal though, brutally gruesome. Yeah. So really exciting card. I mean, you kind of want to have this in kind of a control deck, but then like you want to have like a couple of fighters. Like even if you get like if you lose 2 fighters and then you're spending a card and tokens and stuff, but if you get 4 of their fighters, you're still up a card in that transaction. So that's kind of where you want to go with this. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe if you could. And I know I enjoyed it. So have a great day.